Peeps. What's up? It's your boy Metaphysical Mark here. And I'm out here on this beautiful lake and just wanted to come briefly and just talk about the art of resistance. Whew, that is a topic that we can all recall, remember, and reuse over and over and over and over again, no matter what level of consciousness or awareness that you're on. You're going to have to revisit this, especially if you are used to things being hard, meaning hard work, um, hard times, dealing with hard people. The word hard, when you're used to things being hard, you have to remember um, the ease of life, the ease of the hard work, or the ease of the benefits of the hard work. We have been taught and told that you have to do this and this and this and able to get this and this and this, etc. But we're never taught how to be efficient with our energy and to work with the current instead of against it. We are not naturally taught how to flow with life. We're taught how to grind. And when you're grinding, if you grind your brakes or if you grind a mill, you see the friction. You see the sparks that come from the friction. But those sparks are not always meant for the forging. You can be forged in a different kind of way. We forget, though, that as we have been forged in this realm that we exist in, to work hard, to that the easy things are a trick. If it's too good to be true, it's probably not true. That in itself is a conscious deception that is not based on everything, but based on certain aspects that we've experienced. So if we've been manipulated once, we tend to look for those levels of manipulation. But when things are easy, we manipulate ourselves to want to create a resistance so that when we get over that resistance, um, we can applaud for the work that was put in. So, the art of resistance and understanding resistance is to identify where the resistance is truly coming from. Not everything is meant to be resistant. Some things you have to persist through, but not all things. This is where balance comes in. The most important key that you will ever hear me talk about is balance. Because in that balance, you find not the extremes of either too easy or too hard, but you find the groove of when things are less hard and more easy. Um, with that understanding, we find ourselves building in a foundation that is not just lazy in terms of sitting on your butt thinking things are just going to magically appear, but then also not working to where your hands are brittle and your mind is weakening because of so much pressure that you're putting on it. This is not sustainable, either side. So, what is the necessity of that balance? So, learning balance within the art of resistance is to welcome the resistance that feels fun, not the resistance that feels damaging, not the ease that makes you docile, but the ease that gives you a flow state, a very good content happiness. And when we actually tap into this part of ourselves, we can fully identify what's for us and what's not through that state of being. and that remembrance of those states. So, like I said, the people who are used to working hard, we feel that hard work is the only way. If you're not working hard, then you have to overcompensate for the rest that is also a necessity that you're in that state when you're questioning if you're working hard or not. For all my fitness people, for all my people who understand the gym, you can work hard, you can pump iron, you can do all that. But if you're not resting and taking those recovery days, you're doing a detriment to your body then more than you are actually helping your body. So it may look like you're okay on the outside in terms of your physical fitness, but your ligaments are taking damage. Your muscles are straining. You're not allowing them to actually recover, to actually build. You're just damaging them, and it's pumping on the outside. It makes it look like everything's around on the outside until you strain the muscle or you tear a ligament. And that's lack of awareness of all of you. For my workaholics who do the same thing that people in the gym do, you think working 60 plus hours is something to brag about until your body shuts down and then you can't work at all. Then you feel less than. You don't feel worthy of the things that you've worked 60 plus hours to acquire. You have to find time to rest in that ease of the things you've already put in. And then also knowing that that's not sustainable for any human being, for any being, period, to put that much strain on their bodies and their minds constantly. No matter how much of an endurance that you've built, you're still going to cause more fatigue as time goes on. So, understanding that, you can see it in our reality. You can see it in our world and how it plays out and the downsides of that all. So, truly being there to understand the resistance and not fight with it, struggle with it, but what I like to call is learning how to surf. So, when we learn how to surf, we can ride any wave that comes, especially the big ones, because we're using the momentum of the waves to actually get us to where we're going. So, during these time periods that we're in right now, it's very it's difficult to remember that at times because it's so much energy and so many changes happening. But within those changes, you have to make the time to actually understand them, then embody the lessons that you've learned from these changes. So give yourself some ease within your growth because you will tire out. You will be doing a detriment more than you are actually doing any good because you're not taking time to find the balance in the life. Balance is super important. Like I said, it's the key to all the keys. But if you really want to have a sustainable existence here, you don't want to burn out, you have to understand what kind of resistance you're actually running into and the resistance that you should run towards. And when I say that resistance, it's where the faith comes in at because we live in a world where you're always going to encounter something. Nothing's going to just be given to you. And even if something was given to you, then that is where it is too easy. But that ease is based off of you. You've already put in the work and then you're handed something, then that wasn't as easy as if you just get handed something that you know you don't necessarily deserve, that you didn't put the work in for. And when I say put the work in, you notice I did not say put the hard work in. I just said put the work in. Do the work, put the effort in. It's the story of the tortoise and the hare. The hare always thought that it was um, too easy. It was nothing to worry about. But the tortoise always had its head forward and taking those steps that were not as easy for him. But it wasn't too hard either. He didn't add obstacles in the way. He just stayed the course and put in the effort. So when I say do the work, I mean put in the effort. Effort is always rewarded with awareness and with understanding. And in that effort, in that understanding, in that awareness, you get the keys that we all are having our hands out for and don't realize that it's in the ones that are closed that we're looking for. So just remember that. And like I said, find that balance in the art of resistance because it's a purpose, but don't put too much resistance because then you are trying to prove something to yourself. And you don't have to prove anything to yourself. You already know yourself. You already know what you are. You already know what you do. You just have to make time to listen to yourself, to be with yourself. So that's the key today on this beautiful Monday afternoon while I'm on this beautiful lake, which I'll show y'all right now. So that you can see what I mean about least resistance. So just remember, peeps, I love y'all always. If you need me, you know exactly where to reach me. And stay peaceful within your body. Give your nervous system a break, especially during this amazing time that we're living in right now. It's needed for clarity so that your actions are deliberate and not just all over the place. So I love y'all. Peace.